Help.
Engaged.
Greetings everyone, and welcome back. In this episode, we will be taking a look at Far Cry 4, on the PC, at maximum graphical settings. I will show what those settings are, in a moment. Meanwhile, let's say hello to this wild jungle cat. Judging by the spots, it looks like a leopard, but I am not certain if it actually is. Anyway, let's take a look at the graphical settings now. I put VSync on, because I was getting tearing. As you can see here, everything is at maximum. But, I have switched off motion blur and anti-aliasing. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, let's get back to the gameplay footage. We are still in the prologue part of the story, so I can't really comment on what this game is like, but from what I have played so far, everything seems exactly the same as in the previous game. I am referring to things like the movement and combat. The only noticeable difference is visual. The graphics have been vastly improved, and now look pretty impressive, especially in the jungle areas. For example, there's plenty of shadow effects on the trees and the vegetation. I will not continue with the mission, so as to avoid spoilers, so let's backtrack a little, and get to see some more scenery. Looks like we cannot go any further, which is strange. So it seems we have no choice but to turn back. One thing I like, is the fact that you can now move bodies, after you have killed them. This enables you to remain stealthy, as the alarm will no longer be raised because a body was left out in the open, as was often the case in the previous game. Because, as you may remember, you could only drag a body partially, as you grabbed an enemy, and only after you got the right upgrade. So expect to see some cool stealth gameplay, in the future. One thing that still remains annoying about this game, is the fact that it is still checkpoint based. This means that you could take out an entire camp full of enemies, and then get discovered by the last one, messing up your perfect stealth attempt. Which is a shame, because if we had the quick save function, I would try all kinds of crazy stealth maneuvers, like I did in Crisis Warhead. See my walkthrough for that game, for more details. I mentioned that game, since Far Cry and the Crisis series, initially share the same game engine. Although the names have changed for the engines, they still borrow from each other. Actually, I just remembered that one thing they could have improved upon was the field of view. It seems too restrictive at the moment. I would prefer a more panoramic view. At the time I captured this footage, there was no patch for it, but I hear you can modify it yourself by editing the XML profile file in my documents. Anyway, that's all we have time for. I hope you found this video useful. If so, then please give this video a thumbs up. This is Blade, and it's goodbye from me.